Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
February 4th, 2022 is $1.746 trillion market cap. Good morning, everybody. We are up 3.26% on the cryptocurrency market cap. It's 37,600 plus for Bitcoin, 2,700 plus for Ethereum, almost 2,800 a day. We see Cardano at $1.05. Solana is coming in at $102 and change. XRP is 60 cents. Look at the price range very quickly here. We see 0.5990 on the bottom and 0.6234 on the top. The numbers are brought to you by Link2. I want you to listen to this because there was an incredible conversation that went on, and I wish I was able to join it from the beginning, but I missed it. But I was able to hop in and catch part of this conversation, and towards the end here where they were taking questions and comments, I was able to participate, and we were able to really, somebody had some questions about XRP, and listen, it's all speculative. But we wanted to give some facts and some information because, look, whether we're talking about life, we're talking about business, we're talking about relationships, we're talking about investments, what are we really talking about? We're talking about odds. What are the odds that it's going to work out? The investment, life event, life choice, work choice, whatever it is. It comes down to being able to really look at the odds of something. And look, there's still no guarantee in any of that either, but that's really where we're at here. And what we were really offering here in this particular clip from Nick Burafedo from Link2 at link2.com, you know it's private investing made simple. Check out the link in the description and comment section. You can get Link2 bucks if you refer a friend, and your friend could get Link2 bucks. So make sure you check them out and all the great products they have if you're an accredited investor. And if not, sign up anyway. Take a listen to this. This is about Ripple and the strength that they have as a company, as well as the power of being able to analyze what exactly we're looking at with XRP itself. And just take a listen.
Let's not forget, Ripple picked the toughest use case in the digital asset space over anyone, and that's why it's taken the longest. And in years to come, the people who don't see it today or who didn't believe it today will look back and say, oh, that makes sense, because they didn't take the time to do their own research and understand what Ripple is actually doing. And it'll be clear, there's a lot of things that have happened over the years that we've looked back and say, wow, that made sense, but it didn't make sense at the time. And XRP is going to make a lot of sense to people, and it's not going to take long.
Yeah. Can I throw something in? I know we got to end it, but I just want to throw this in too because I just think it's so pertinent. We look at the proofs in the partnerships. We also look at the people behind the company. Look at the board of Ripple and understand how many people from the U.S. Treasury are there. That's not a mistake. Then also look at the note, the note conversation. We always talk about the Howey test with the SEC case. But when something is a note is always said at the tail end of what Gary Gensler or Hester Peirce talk about the SEC case. They talk about the Howey test, and then they talk about the Reeves test. When something is a note is like Federal Reserve dollar bill note, right? That's what they're talking about. Just what exactly it's holding up, right?
Hey, look, this $5 bill has a Ripple board member's name on it. It says Rosie Rios.
Exactly.
That isn't on accident. If you're here and you don't believe in XRP and what Ripple's doing, why is Rosie Rios' name on your money? And why is she on the board of XRP? Why is she on the board of Ripple, who's looking to use XRP to move money around the world cheaper and faster than anybody's ever done it? Guys, all you have to do is reach into your pocket, grab your money, and pay attention. These are not tough clues to find. They're right there.
Well, and to Brad's point, Nick, look at the top side of that $5 bill. What does it say? It's a Federal Reserve note.
That's right.
It's a
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the question remains, and we're going to get into some more questions here in a minute, but let's move through the news. Make sure you check out Link2 and join and register, even if you're not accredited. There's so much incredible information you can get and participate in conversations and panels just like that one. Right here, when it rains, it pours. It looks like Joseph Lubin and Ethereum have just gotten some more trouble on their plate here, and it's not just ETHgate anymore. But we're still going to need that public audit, Joe, of the investors that participated in the Ethereum initial coin offering. We need to know how many took your advice, Joe, to disguise their accounts when investing in Ethereum in the early days. I have a feeling we may know quite a few of them. This is another problem happening here. Stephan Hubert is sharing here. This is a lawsuit that's coming from Kavita Gupta, and she is now suing Consensus after working for them, and the claims that she is making here about happy hour held upstairs at Consensus in the Brooklyn office were also fraught for Gupta, who does not use illicit drugs, and she names these certain things that were used in the office, all of which were offered to Gupta, caused her to feel ill at ease at the office. Joseph Lubin, who openly discusses his fondness for LSD, set the tone for this behavior, she says. She was also distressed when two of her colleagues, early Consensus employees, expressed concerns that prior to her arrival, they were being paid in Ethereum cryptocurrency without appropriate tax reporting and withholding. You know, when you don't have the truth on your side, things just constantly landslide, right? They just continue to tumble. And here's more evidence of what we've actually heard directly from Vitalik Buterin and Joseph Lubin. They have said it out of their own mouth. I've played the clip many times on the channel. You can search it. Ethereum is not scalable. They both have said it. And here you look at the gas fees, $4.68 to $51 plus for an Ethereum transaction. Now I understand there's layer 2 applications on top that are able to do microtransactions for a lot less money. But why would you build on this? Why wouldn't you build on something that is obviously like the Ledger, the XRP Ledger or Stellar? Why wouldn't you build on that? Why would I want to build on something that has that kind of issue? It just seems to me if you're going to start with something, a good foundation is the best place to start. And I wouldn't start with something where the co-founders admitted it's not scalable. Here's something that's actually scalable. It's inflation. Yeah, Christine Lagarde actually talking about it looks like inflation is going to stick around a little longer than we thought. Thought it was transitory.
Inflation has risen sharply in recent months, and it has further surprised to the upside in January. This is primarily driven by higher energy costs that are pushing up prices across many sectors, as well as higher food prices.
Oh, goodness. Now, I'm not an economist, and I'm sure not a lawyer. But what I can tell you is that higher food costs and higher fuel costs come from a cheaper dollar, right? When your dollar, whether it's a US dollar or a euro dollar, it doesn't matter what dollar, but when it loses value from inflation, that means fuel costs and food go up. This is why the argument to pay more for people that are making minimum wage is really kind of like it's a political argument, but it really isn't a solution, because every time they raise something like the minimum wage, what do the people in the fuel world and the food world do? They raise the cost of everything because they got to pay more for the employees, right? It's pretty simple. They never eat that difference. That's the problem, right? And obviously, whether it's the European Central Bank or the US government and the Fed, they all realize that inflation is going to be here for a much longer term than they ever wanted to let on. Looking right here, this is Tom Emmer. Should logically be able to use crypto every day for small dollar transactions, our tax code shouldn't complicate that. Proud to support Representative Devlin's very common sense bill that she submitted on that fact about modernizing the tax treatments. This common sense bill will finally allow Americans to use their digital wallets as seamlessly as cash. One of these bills is actually going to get through. We just don't know what day. But I tell you what, it doesn't stop me being grateful for people like Tom Emmer who are well educated on crypto and continue to fight for all of us. Here's some information breaking right here. It's on the SEC versus Ripple, ordered by Judge Torres, granting in part and denying in part motions by defendants Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson to seal some exhibits to previous motions and more. Torres will unseal an email to Chris Larson and legal memos to Ripple, finding arguments to seal unjustified, but granted redactions to Brad Garlinghouse to protect potentially sensitive information in 3 documents. She also ordered public releases of documents filed by both sides under seal, anticipating motions to seal from other side that never came. Lastly, Torres will allow Ripple a reply to the SEC's memorandum of law in support of the motion to strike the fair notice defense. So there you have that. Let's take a look at this, because I tell you, these, and shout out to James K. Filant, shout out to Crypto Law, shout out to John Deaton, all of them that work so hard, and Jeremy Hogan to keep us up to date on what's going on. This is the first filing here. I'm not going to read all this to you because I don't see anything in here that looks damning at all, to be honest with you. It looks like a regular professional letter between him and a lawyer here. It just doesn't look like anything of a smoking gun of any sort. So I'm not going to fool with it. And I'm going to just tell you that. And then here's what else we're going to do. So let me go back to this. Sorry about that. Let me go back to this, because this is the second one. And I'll move through this very quickly too. Let's see here. It talks about Swift and XRP and MoneyGram. It talks about everything's going great. He's responding to people that are asking about XRP price and the release of XRP onto the market and things of that nature. Chris answers very openly. There's really no smoking gun at all in any of these that I can see. If somebody else sees something, feel more than free to share it and tag me. I will take a look at it. And then there's this one right here where you could point to one particular point or a section here. I guess somebody could try to take issue with, where it talks about our objective is to build liquidity for digital asset XRP so banks and payment providers can use it to significantly lower costs of their cross-border payments. Someone could try to make the argument there, obviously, that is the company trying to, have an expectation of profits behind Ripple, right? How they could claim it's a security there. The problem with that is that XRP operates like currency. So if in fact it is currency, then the objective to build liquidity is to use seigniorage to incentivize these other market makers to use it instead of using the direct path of payment they had been using, which is not really so direct in cross-border payments, and switch to this new bridge path. So if the argument comes down to, if you believe it's money, this is not a security statement. Right? If you believe it's a security, like I'm sure Gary Gensler does, then he would probably try to take issue with that particular portion of the actual letter itself. Other than that, I just don't see a lot. They're very professional letters. He shares pictures about the new office in San Francisco at the time. We will keep you up to date on it. What I do want to tell you is that John Deaton shares this and says Judge Torres's ruling are a great sign for XRP holders. What these rulings clearly show is that Judge Torres favors public disclosure. Ripple can't seal certain documents, legal. Same applies to the SEC. Think ahead is what he's saying. We may ultimately get to see the 63 Hinman emails.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.